Hello, my dear friends. This is Wasima. So I hope you are doing well. I'm so happy to present to you the Bee Tarot. It's one of the most amazing decks out this year, definitely. And I made like a small setup with the roses because this video is also intended for the priestesses at the Temple of Roses. We focus on the medicine of roses, but the bees are part of it. Without them, there won't be roses. And so the bees come in as a spirit again these last years, awakening us to the dangers of our lifestyle, but also I believe they are the carriers of ancient wisdom that was held in many ancient temples, and their social system, which I'm talking about, the matriarchal system or the matriarchy. They are the carriers of these principles and feels that they are delivering it to us again in these centuries. So, if you are interested in the medicine of the bees, please you can stick with our video because I'm not necessarily going to present the deck, but I'm going to share with you some of its principles and give you resources for further readings. And we're going to see the different pairs that work well with it. I've tried it several times and it's amazing, amazing. And the book is also quite informative. To be honest, I love the book. I find it carrying the essence of the medicine of the bees. It talks about the melissas. It talks about the different attributes of bees, their different medicines or messages for us. So it makes me love bees even further. That's what it helps me to connect to them. So one of the things that I suggest, if you are into astrology, every deck has a birth date, right? You can get it from on the internet, and if you add that, if you read the chart of the deck, I'm not into astrology, but I'm just suggesting for those who are interested, you're gonna get the message, the global message this deck comes with about the bees. You can do the same for decks about the cats or the dogs or wolves and so on. So these spirits, they carry a lot of mysteries and medicine, and I think this tarot is doing that work pretty well. So let's check some of the cards. I'm sure there are many videos out there, talking about the deck and showing its cards. And as I said, the descriptions of the cards are amazing. It has, they have details. They explain which flowers are there. So if you are into, the plants and herbalism, and you want to kind of um, enrich, I would say, your practice or find your dear flowery friends also in the cards. Well, this is an amazing deck. You're gonna find a lot of also bees, of course, in this deck, but a lot of scenes. There are actions. The bees are very practical also, even if they come like tears from the sun. I believe they come from really, really higher dimensions. This card came quite a lot, so I write on my notebooks, and this is the time for honeysuckle where I am living. Amazing. You can have it like use it in a tea, and just having it home. The perfume, that fragrance is beautiful. It's very enchanting. So this one is one of the least favorites for me because I didn't feel much connected to this card, but we will see. Maybe like how journeying with it would be nice. So this is the star card. So connecting with the bees, connecting with the trees, with the elements, because it has a lot of the water depictions, trees, stones, and you see this beautiful card, the Queen of Wands. I mean, you really feel alive. The artist is amazing. She did another oracle deck called, I think, the Oracle of Avalon or so. Um, so her art is very, very nice. It speaks to me anyway. I tend to believe that all artistic talents are valid. It's mostly which one speaks to us most, and this one does, because of the scenes, because of the the atmosphere, the tones of the color. This goldy, brownish, yellowish color. Um, I love it. It's one of the colors that is on my websites because it feels close to my essence. So feeling home, with the bees, and it's lovely to see them and connect with them in this way. So the cards, I wish I had bigger cards, but the guidebook helps in that regard because we can see very well the details in every card. So yeah, the birds are present. It's beautiful. I think it's cherry blossom, but I'm not sure. The artistic style is quite unique. This is a beautiful, beautiful card, and the geometry, talking about sacred geometry, very present also. And one thing I really enjoyed about it is that most or many of the beings we see are the embodiment of the spirit of the hive or the bees. So it feels that the bees have, of course, this ability to shapeshift, and we can find that through the deck. So I really like the medicine of the bees is very well understood in this deck. It's highly spiritual, definitely. So let's try it with some of the pairings that I am working with. Maybe I can share with you also the ones that function with me. Now we start with the Earthbound Oracle deck, I think it's called. These two communicate so well together, as if they have been made for each other's. So maybe I'll put just like two here. Let's organize it. There we go. Sorry for the mess. Trying to figure out how to put the things here. Yeah. So yeah, these two decks surprised me quite a lot together. You see the really nice because we have the death, we have the time passing, and we have the gift. So as if it's announcing a new journey here. The Five of Wands, water and terra. Do you see this display of the like there is conflict? Is it like emotional? Is it based on the some financial or possessions? And we have the wands, which is the fire. So we see how the elements play together here and their role in the conflict. So here we have the Delphic bee, which is the Hierophant in this case, and we have the illumination or the illuminate, and we have the life, the birth. I won't dive into the explanation of each because it's quite deep, and I'm fearing that I will take a long time. But it kickstart already the reading. These two, we have the air, perseverance, and seven of jars. This is really amazing. So like how to transfer from the thoughts to work, choose something, and persevere. This card, we forget that it's about perseverance also, not just about choosing one thing among or wanting many things. Eight of Jars, Arcana, and Deceit. Seems that, you know, something was discovered which pushed the person maybe to leave. Many interpretations possible. Princess of Pentacles, we have toxic and we have hope. That she is standing there, maybe the embodiment, maybe recovering home, cleansing home. The Hermit, we have the Guide. I'm telling you, this is like really a magic with this deck. We have the Wealth, so it feels like the wealth is within. Listen to your intuition. I mean, you cannot make this, right? You have the Wheel, and you have the Cycle, and you have Reflect. So, amazing, amazing, these two. So, the tag here. So we have Justice, Transformation, and Luck. Very interesting. This reminded me of the Balance also, kind of like, you know, a choice need to be made here. King of Jars, we have the Wisdom, Simplicity. Beautiful. That card with the Moon also, and the jars are related to the water, you know, to the Moon also. Vision, the Moon message. Why I'm doing this video, you know, around the full moon. So, and the colors. Did you see the colors? How they combine, and they can, you know, even give more messages. I mean, look at this. This is Princess of Wands. We have Intuition and Labor. They're beautiful. Okay, we do one last here. Ten of Wands, Earth and Fear. So you see that, you know, this being submerged and wanting to do things till the end, even if we cannot, things are too difficult, you know, this desire to do things till the end coming from fear or the need for you know, financial stability and so on. All right, so these feel like a couple. Perfect combination for me. Another deck that I find quite interesting to combine with it, and it is, let me just find the Awakened Soul Oracle deck. I really love this deck. I still have some in my shop if you want to check it out. It's by Italy. Very, very interesting deck. I really love it. And it's kind of feel more grounding. So let's see how it works with this one. So we have, So we have Sovereignty, Fun, and Seven of Wands. So yeah, something about, you know, like it feels like the Sovereignty with the Seven of Wands work together, but do it with fun. Don't take things maybe too seriously. We have the Six of Jars and Rebirth and Challenge. I feel like this kind of like prophetic side from these two, like, okay, announcing something. Maybe there is a challenge about the, you know, the family, or you need to disconnect in order to you know, to disconnect from maybe ancient wounds from the family side or something like that. We have the Six of Wands, Perseverance and Judgment. Really beautiful that her face is turning towards this card, as if like, you know, a choice to be made. She's going to Judgment, but she's willing to maybe change the road. You know, she was victorious and she has to appreciate that and continue the road instead of relying on judgment, self-judgment and judgment by others. This is one of the interpretation, and I'm doing it really quick to not take much time. Eight of Wands, amazing card. Really love this one. And you have the Gratitude and Compassion coming in together. If, you know, as if things are moving too fast. Is it like, all right, do I need to do it with gratitude and compassion, or gratitude and compassion push me to move faster? So yeah, so it feels that it's more earthy. Let's do one last. So we have the Eight of Swords. It's not beautiful. It's a beautiful card, but it's not one of the best, cards that we can get on tarot, for example. And we have the Guidance and Unplug. So these are really interesting. Like, this is the moment where you have to get inside and open your eyes to your inner guidance so that you can find the way. And these two feel like really speaking about that. Unplug, move out. It is time to go away from this. All right, let's check with another deck. And of course, I'm gonna bring the Avalon Oracle deck. All right. As usual, my cards are overturned, so I think you got used to that. All right, so we have the Priestess of Avalon and the Other World. Really lovely. These two speak together for me easier and faster in the sense of, you feel already that there needs to be healing regarding fear or a connection to the other worlds. Many, I feel like many have misconceptions about the other worlds, but they offer so much healing and a deep connection to your spirit allies and your essence self. And sometimes we have to jump into it, but with the guidance of maybe a shamanic teacher or someone who is pretty known in the field, for its efficiency. Always saying, choose the efficient one, not the one that speaks too much or shows too much, of what he does, but or she does. Choose the one that is most efficient. See what people say about it, or about this work, her work or his work. All right, so we have here the Four of Swords, and we have the Abbey, which is like during the night, and we have the Chalice Well. So again, it feels that like inner journey, the connection within, connection with the mother, something really with resting. Right, so we continue with this one. We have the Emperor and the Dragon and the Camel. We already have this kind of masculine energy, and I love this. This is one of the most amazing cards, where we see the roses and we see this guardianship. It's a very different masculine depiction and role that is explained in this deck. Let me share with you what it says about the Emperor. I really found it interesting. So it talks about the bee man. It gives some examples about real, let's say, mythical, not real, but mythical beings that have been are reminding the author about, this emperor side. So a beekeeper, a teacher of the craft to humankind, provides a structure, teaching, and experience, and represents wisdom, control, and strength born and sacred relationship. I really love this kind of sacred relationship brought here. Let's do one last here. So we've got the Three of Swords, feminine power, and this one reversed, which is the Lancelot. So feels that's something about, talking about relationships and, the conception exactly about what is the role of man, what is the role of woman. And maybe this is at the heart of a lot of struggles in our relationships, or a lot of the misconception about our roles as men and women, or feminine masculine attributes in our society, are the sources of a lot of problems. All right, so let's continue with maybe another deck here. Let me see which one. Oh, of course. So I have the Herbal Astrology, I think it's called the Herbal Astrology Oracle deck. Here, let's do it. Also, the colors are beautiful together. So here we have the Rebirth, Beekeeper, and Ancient Memory. Don't you see this speaks right away? Beautiful, that jumping into the new incarnation or the new cycle, and the rebirth, of course, and the ancient memory, as if he has to hold to his ancient memory as a soul to be able to continue the journey, for example. We have the magician. Oh, I really love this. And breakthrough with it. So we see the, the Ace of Swords also even here. And the magician also in the guidebook talking about the being the structure also, so that the elements can be played or integrated or experimented. So it feels that this side of mental protection and structure come in here. We have the devil, purpose, and conduit, and feels that responsibility. What do you want? What is your decision? What is your purpose in life? So we have the tower, wealth, and detachment. Beautiful. So it feels that with this stack, we are talking more about physical, like, physical actions and way of thinking. Let's do maybe one more. All right, here we go. We have the star, acceptance and completion. Really lovely. And do you see this kind of like posters where we have gates, we have the star, we have the hands open, as if he or she is causing, the rain to fall, but also coming from the stress, something stressful, something like the change. And we have to accept the revelations even about who we are. So this is kind of just an example of interpretation. All right, let's do another one because I've got more. All right, so here I got the illuminated Earth Oracle, one of my favorites. Let's see how that goes. All right. So we've got here the Princess of Swords with memory and fire. The Nine of Jars, support and connection. Interesting. Got the Princess of Jars with gifts and productivity. Yeah, as if like it's a push to work on your things. Prince of Jars. We have a lot of princes here and princesses. Prince of Jars. Separate and anguish. Let's do one more. Queen. Oh, we've got all the families. I mixed the cards, maybe not that often, but I did. All right, potential and abundance. Lovely. Okay, one last. Here, five. I love this Five of Swords. Really, kind of you see the dishonesty on this card, and relationship and phenomenon. I really love this kind of like central, and the relationship, something not clear in the relationship, and the opposites coming forward. And I wonder if a communication or an action should take place here to figure things out with the person. Anyway, here we go. Let's continue our exploration, and this time I don't know the name of this deck. Actually, I forgot. I forgot the name of this deck. I think it's Witch's Compendium. I hope some of you will remember. All right, so here we got the Six of Swords, the Companion, and the Artist. Interesting. And I love this, the pendulum, and I love the bird. It's as if like, where am I going next? We've got the Prince of Wands with Autumn and the Dusk Child. Interesting. And we feel, I feel the cards actually together like a meaning sometimes. Like in this case, it feels that something is working or like an inspiration that needs time. And we see this artistic side, the music, the work with spirits, or the inspiration from the higher realms. The Queen of Wands with the shaman, definitely, and rest, as if, it's resting, but to prepare for a message to move forward. Or what do you do with your fire? Right, I think I should mix the cards better. King of Wands, the Staff, and Thal. So again, the stuff, you see it, right? And this kind of feels like the guardianship, the gardener, the guardian of the what will become the fire, what will come into the future. I will hold it for you in this sense. Right. Okay, I have next. Let's see which one wants to come forward. I'm gonna mix these. Yeah, I have this. I think it's called the Shamanic Oracle deck, and it's by Alberto Villotto, if I remember well the name of the deck. Let's see. All right, so we have the Empress, stand still, and the giveaway. I love these crowns they have too. Eight of Pentacles, the Child, and the Medicine Wheel. It's like the apprenticeship, or something related to studies. The Tree of Life, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Luminous Warrior. We've got the Moon and the Rattle and the Queen of Pentacles. I don't feel a lot of things with this deck, so I wonder if I'm gonna keep them together. So here we've got the Eagle and the Crow. Oh, I love this. Both coming. It feels like the Spirit's guidance for a problem. All right, maybe we do one more in this case. So we have the Prince of Pentacles, the Beauty Way, and the Blade. So it feels that this deck is coming as a gift to realize an action or to solve a problem. Interesting. So I wouldn't pick a lot of cards from this one when on a reading, but I would probably use it as the spirit general guidance from the spirits. Now I'm bringing these two together. It's the Wisdom of the Shadow Oracle deck and the Wisdom of the Feminine Oracle deck. I don't have the Wisdom of the Shadow anymore. I just have few copies left of the Wisdom of the, just to let you know, because I know some of you asked me for it, and I'm bringing it because in some of the readings they spoke so much well together. So let's see if they do so today. So we've got the Six of Pentacles, integration and mystery. We've got the King of Wands again. Why do I have it again here? We've got the King of Wands and the Beauty and Nature. Did I do these cards? Let's do this one. Prince of Swords with Judgment and Trust. I really like this kind of like movement. Something is quick, something is happening, And judgment is not always bad in this case. Trust your judgment to move on. Rebirth and discernment and encouragement. Yeah, really, really interesting. These cards, they make me kind of enter into a meditative state. We have the word, reflection, and allies. And I love this kind of, the 4 different bees representing the 4 elements also. The direction, the really lovely. All right, one more. Ace of Wands, presence and resistance. Really lovely. I love this. All right. The next deck that I want to try, I was thinking, what if? What if these 2 decks spoke together? And I'm bringing the Herb Crafter tarot deck. So we have the 2 of Wands, 6 of Fire, and 9 of Fire. Really lovely that they all came fiery together. Okay, so 3 of Jars. We have the 7 of Fire and 7 of Earth. So you start to see, how things are playing. All right. I'm finding them nice, kind of together. Need like maybe more communication. The 2 of Earth, 4 of Wands, and 4 of Earth. We have the Justice, 10 of Swords, and the 3 of Water. We have the Hermit, 2 of Swords, and Curandera of Air. And one last, 4 of Pentacles with the Devil and the 6 of Earth. Here's a potential. Okay. Maybe one more or 2 more. I brought out my ancient oracle decks at get them out here. So they are called in French L'œil de Lotus et Oracle Soleil. I really love these decks. Just quickly here. All right, so we have the 6 of Pentacles, the Gift, and Knowledge. Three of Wands, Enemy, and Pleasure. Temperance, Effort, and Liberation. Really interesting. Now these are easily speaking together. We have the Spring, the Honeymoon, and Clemency. I mean, yeah, now there is some magic happening. Gift, the Barrow, Enrichment. I love these. Okay, so now I'm on something. Strength, Loss, Melancholy. I mean, all right. You got it. You see it, right? Queen of Swords, result, and power. I mean, this is lovely. We have the King of Swords, family, of course, and we have the moon. And here we've got the Ten of Jars, abundance, of course, and trouble. And here we have Ace of Pentacles, karma, and pansy. One left. News, Two of Jars, and guide. I love how they are both holding this. I mean, I don't know what she's holding. Oh, she's holding a cake. And here she's holding the fire. All right, I stopped because these are speaking together in a magical way. And I think I found my second top pairing with this oracle deck, with this tarot. I still want to try. Let me see. I know it's a kind of weird, but I have the Anna qui est le Normand. And I know it's in le Normand. And I have no restrictions on what I mix with my tarot decks, let's say. And I want to try. it. Let's see. All right, so we've got here the Ace of Swords, the stars, and the garden. I've got the fox, Two of Pentacles, and the fish. We start seeing something happening, something about catching, something not clear. We have the mice, the Three of Pentacles, and the house. I would say if you have a house, check the houses. They might be working on something in your house. I mean, just to be funny, but I definitely see something here funny. We have the Ten of Pentacles, the dog, and the lily. So I've got the tree. I love how these work together, and the book. And, the priestess, here is the Melissa, her name. She holds the book, right? And this might be the tree of life. So, yeah, here we have the sun, the coffin, and the ship. One last. We've got the birds, the Seven of Pentacles, and the clouds. So there is potential here. It needs to be more conversation, let's say, between both. So let me see if I have another. I kind of would love to try them with. I know I said one lost, but I still have like this kind of feeling about these decks with two other decks, and I want to try them at the same time to see quickly if they would work. So here I have the fifth tarot deck, and here I have the Omrazai by Marie-Christine Chambon. They want to come, so let's see what happens here. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I want to see those. So this deck is only in French, and this one is in English. So yeah, you see the poster plays a role, and here it says, enter into matter, enter in light. So already I see the connection between these two. Here we have the Prince of Swords again and the Sacred Alchemy, and we have here the Moon. The Rebirth, the Detachment, and Portal to Life. The Word, Sacred Places, and the Nine of Feathers. So I feel that these are more talking to me. So Eight of Lotus, Three of Pentacles, and Mystery. So I will remove this. I don't feel that it speaks to me for now. And I'll keep these two. Let's see. We have the Portal of Love and the Ten of Pentacles. I love these. It's like his eyes are shining with love. Oh, yeah. Feminine Principle, the Melissa. The Sun, to be taught by love. I really love this. You know, this spiral. And so here we have Fraternité, brotherhood. Seven of Pentacles. I love this. Communion, collaboration. Here we have the Initiated and the Ace of Jars. So definitely I see the connection here, and it brings more kind of mystical vibe into here, into the readings. United towards the earth. And here we have the Seven of Swords. Feels like really healing to be in the eyes or the look of God. And here we have the Two of Pentacles, and this kind of two, you know, coming strongly. Love, wisdom, and Five of Pentacles. You know, I feel like this deck is pulling the complications and bringing like a wisdom teaching or counsel. Delphi B, the awakening. See, the face is beautiful. We do maybe two last. Here we have the body, my temple, my realm, and here we have the Seven of Jars. And she's looking, so maybe this lady has put her intention too much outside, and now she has to come within. The miracle of grace. Eight of Jars. These are really lovely together. And the masculine principle with the Princess of Pentacles. Yeah, it feels like healing, bringing wisdom and so on. So yeah, I definitely, there is potential into these. All right, so now I will pause a bit, and I want to bring forward some books if you want to read about the medicine of bees, to kind of explore more about this. Let's go. All right, so here we'll start with the books. The first book I would suggest is The Sacred Bee in Ancient Times and Folklore by Hilda M. Ransom. So this book is really good if you're interested to the history of bees in the ancient times, like Greek, Roman, Egyptian, and so on, till the modern times. I found it interesting, but a bit too heavy for me, because I'm very much interested into history, but I was not getting any kind of, say, magic history. So there are some that very, they talk about the representation of the bees, for some goddesses, the ancient practices of beekeeping and so on. So it's interesting from that side, but purely historically, I would say, it felt heavy a bit for me, but you might be interested in it. The second book, there are many, right? But the second book that I would suggest is Dancing with Bees: A Journey Back to Nature by Bridget Strawbridge Howard. So I really like this book because it's about living with the bees, observing their signals and their movements and the way they behave, kind of connecting to them, being in relationship with them in real life, daily life, and the wisdom pieces that she can get from them. So it's a nice book. I read some bits of it, and feels like a slow kind of reading for me because it's very meditative and not that informative, but more of a dance with bees, I would say. Yeah, I really love dancing with bees. Exactly, it's like dancing with bees on a meditative, contemplative dance. Another book so these two books are my favorite now, that I would be sharing with you. This one, The Shamanic Way of the Bee. This is the central, I would say, practice that I do by Simon Brookston. Lovely, amazingly written. Every sentence, I kind of go on a trance. Yeah, that's why I would say this is, for me, resonates truth, vibrates the spirit of bees on a deep level. One of the most amazing books that I come across through my life, I would say. And, I read quite often, and I'm still reading it again and again. I stop at every sentence and I reread it. I very, very interesting book. This, you should get it if you are interested in this, definitely. A book that I really love. So, Meeting the Melissa by Elizabeth Ashley. I don't know if you know Elizabeth Ashley yet, but I translated some of her books, the Roses book, the Liver book. What did I translate or else? I forgot, but I mean, yeah, the Aphrodisiac book, and I hope to translate the Melissa, not this one, but the about the. So she's an amazing author. Her writing is very easily absorbed, and she has this easiness to transmit the knowledge and the information. And she's a great researcher also. She's interested in many topics. She's into aromatherapy, ancient myths, and yeah, the talents to gather these knowledge and bring them to us, like the bees. She is a bee. I really believe she's a bee priestess. And I got the chance to visit her home and meet with the bees she has in her house. She's a beekeeper and understands the soul of bees and the soul of roses, definitely. So I consider her a priestess sister, not trained together necessarily the same mysteries, but they are the same mysteries because they're carried by these sacred beings, right? So, with this book, you get not only the history about the bees. Let me see. I really love these two, and I want to add them as like kind of required reading to my priestesses because we study about Aphrodite also. But yeah, she talks about the Melissas. She talks about the ancient practices in Egypt. She talks about also her own experience through like her own connection also through some of the parts. And I got the chance to read it before it gets translated, and it helped me really a lot before I traveled last year because I was meeting with the bees in some temples, and when I went to Delphi, it was amazing to see these kind of beehive, the navel of the word. It was amazing to see how the ancient priestesses used to get that oracle exactly like the tarot shows from the smoke that was rising from that womb, that comb, that hive. And yeah, so it helped me a lot to understand some things, on my road. Yeah, so spirit of the bees in here, definitely. And of course, I wouldn't forget the guidebook itself, of course, because it is the summary, the essence of the spirit of the bees. So yeah, here I conclude. Hopefully, I didn't spend much time here, but the bees are like big topic, and here is just like a glimpse of this tarot deck, and um, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know which decks you are using with this one, the pairings. If you have other books about this, the medicine of bees, let me know. I'm very much interested into it. They appeared to me when I had some critical moments with the Lyme disease, and their medicine is in my blood. Not only because of the honey I take or the pollen, but their medicine is within us, and they are connected to many goddesses. If you are into goddess studies, such as Demeter, Inanna, Ishtar, Isis, Aphrodite, and Neith, and so much more. I believe they are a representation or the embodiment of the goddess herself, the goddess essence. And yeah, let's see what message and how we understand this message within us and translate it through our daily interactions and daily life, our projects for this world, because they are a central being in our lives. And without them, we don't have fruits, vegetables, remedies, flowers, trees, and so on. They are more important than, I would say, ourselves as a human being. Their preservation is really important. But of course, yeah, I'm just saying that as an expression. We are all important in this universe, and we all have our own space. But at the same time, we have to live all together in a harmonious way. And I think they teach us to do that. When hives are disbalanced, I had for my own hives, um, they have been attacked by, as in wasps, which are, they are like a pandemic thing in many countries in Europe and so on. When there is this balance in the world, it translates in our hives, in our with our bees, and we have to understand that in order to repair ourselves from within, help others to be repaired also, to remember, to bring those fragments, lost fragments within themselves to feel whole. The 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 goal of one of the goals of bees, I believe, are continuing the cycles, continuing to bring life again and again and again, to bring healing, to also rebirth to a new version of ourselves, to a new version of living together. And I feel their messages, I feel them whispering to my ears the new communities we have to build and bring forward in the future. So thank you for watching. And yeah, I will see you soon for another video. Have a great day. And don't forget to like the video, to subscribe and support our work in CoreMagik, and visit the Temple of Roses if you want to know more about our work there. Much love.